asked a question that Wakenya tunajipiga kifua, and we can speak English very nicely. But now I wanted to know in Swahili what high pressure is. Somebody said shinikizo la juu, nimempatia alama 80 juu ya 100. Kwa njia rahisi ni shinikizo lililopanda. Shinikizo lililopanda. If we talk about low pressure, shinikizo lililo shuka, sio? Haya, one more question. Sunrise. What is sunrise in Swahili? We all know the sun, right? Hello? Wote tunajua jua, sio? So what is sunrise in Swahili? What is sunrise? Or maybe it is much easier to say what sunset is. What is sunset in Swahili? Sunrise. Sunset. Naona kuna moja pale ana shauku. Naomba utuambie tu na usiogope. Maana huenda nikakusawadia.
Sunrise naweza sema ni chomozo la jua. Sunset ni kutua kwa jua.
Asante sana. Asante sana, amesema kule kuchomoza kwa jua na pia kutua kwa jua. Lakini najua kwamba kwa istilafu kamili ya lugha ya Kiswahili tunaweza tukasema nini? Mawio ya jua na nini tena? Haya, sijasikia alichokisema. Machweo, sio? Mawio ya jua na machweo ya. Ukirudi nyumbani nenda muulize mtoto wako what is sunrise and sunset. Siku hizi watoto wetu wanafundishwa vizuri sana. Ila sijui sisi tulipitia wapi. Ila mimi nakumbuka wakati mwingine tulikuwa tunafundishwa Kiswahili kinaingilia hapa, kinachomoza hapa. Kwa hivyo I cannot blame myself entirely. We have our security person who would love to give us a brief. Kindly, if you are ready, come forward.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, all protocol observed. My name is James, Hotel Security. I just want to brief you in case of emergency. How do we reach to safe area? The room where we are is in level 3, that is third floor. Today we don't have any drill, we don't expect any interruptions. But should there be any emergency and evacuation is ordered through the speakers, please look back. There is fire exit. That is where, that's the what we'll use to the safe area. Our assembly points are down on the ground, but if you walk through that, you'll be led to the assembly points. Washrooms, I've seen people asking me for where are the gents, where are the ladies. We also have that door. If you want to use the ladies and gents, you walk through that door and you'll find ladies and gents around there. We are kindly requested in the event there is medical, somebody or someone needs medical attention, where our clinic is operating right now, up to 5, we'll be able to give you or to attend to you if there is any. The government has provided security, armed security to take care of us. There is one thing that people forget in forums like this. In other cities, people purport to be participants, but when you walk out or you go for tea or for photos, they grab your mobile phones. Please take care and know your neighbor. I'm not saying your neighbor is a thief, but I'm just saying just know your neighbor and take care of your gadgets. For all security issues, we are there. Florence will be here to take care of you as per the protocol. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Asante sana. Huyo ndiye ambaye anashikilia masuala ya usalama wa haki yako, sio? Asanteni sana. Naomba mama mmoja ama msichana mmoja aniambie skirt wanaita nini? Skirt in English ni nguo, si ndio? So what is skirt in Swahili? Hello? Yaani wamama tunafaa skirt na hatujui inaitwaje kwa lugha ya Kiswahili. Haya wanaume, wamama wameshindwa. Wanaume, long trouser. Na usiniambie kaptula, maana hiyo ni fupi. What is the name of long trouser in Swahili? Anybody? Anybody? Na kama hamna mama ambaye ataniambia skati nini kwa Kiswahili, naomba kulipwa. Skirt ni Kimombo, English. Kiswahili? Skirt ni Kiingereza eh? Sketi. Hamna kutohoa. You know kutohoa is when you have an English word which you cannot get directly in Swahili, unaweza ukatohoa. An example is geography. Unaweza ukasema geografia, unaweza ukatohoa. Lakini skirt hapana, huwezi. Wanaume, long trouser, anybody? Long trouser nikiwaambia, nikiwajibu mtanilipa. Nani atajitoa kunilipa? Chochote, wanasema ya macho tunapoenda mtaani. Skirt ni rinda. Wamama waliopo hapa tuseme rinda. Rinda, naomba tuseme rinda. Rinda. Rinda ndilo sasa hiyo skirt. Nitawaambia dress, lakini sasa mmekataa kunilipa. Hiyo nitawapea mkafanye research. I'll tell you what the name of the dress is. Rinda la mama ni hili hapa. Hilo ndilo rinda. The skirt. Hiyo ingine sitawaambia kwa sababu mmekosa kujibu la kwanza. Wanaume, long trouser. Wanaume. Naona wa Environment Secretary amejaribu sana, suruali ndefu, lakini kuna jina moja ambalo halina urefu ama ufupi. Jina moja. Kama vile tumesema skirt ni rinda, sio? Suruali ndefu na unyaso mnasema suruali fupi, sio? Lakini jina kamili la trouser for the men tunaita surupwenye. Tuseme surupwenye. Surupwenye. Kwa hivyo utapata mwanamume amefaa surupwenye na mwanamke amefaa rinda, basi pale tunakuwa tumetoshana, sio? And as we progress, I believe we are slightly behind schedule, but I believe there are many things we can talk about with each other, amongst ourselves. I want you to remember that time when you joined school the first day, when you were very small. Do you have any memory about that? Nakumbuka? The first day. Ni wangapi walilia walipoachwa shuleni? Umepelekwa na mzazi, kufika pale ukaona umewachwa na watu ambao ni strangers. Ni wangapi walilia? Hamna mtu alilia hapa? Did you not feel fear like, why have they left me here? Sina shaka najua kuna wengi ambao walikuwa na wasiwasi, na hata kuna wengine labda walilia na kurudi nyumbani, si ndio? Lakini sasa vile tuko watu wazima hivi na tumefika hapa, hatuwezi tukalia, bali ni kufumilia. Kwa hivyo unalia ukiwa mdogo, lakini unavyokuwa unafumilia mambo. Hata pale ambapo mambo ni magumu, huwezi ukalia, unafumilia. Kwa hiyo naomba karibuni sana wageni wetu, bado tunawasubiri, lakini kama nilivyotanguliza pale mwanzo, nilisema kwamba leo tumekuja hapa kuweza kushuhudia hii hafla ya uzinduzi rasmi wa mradi ambao tunauona umepachikwa kwenye mabango humu. Nazungumzia kuhusu swala zima la kule kuboresha ustahimilifu wa jamii kutokana na makali ama matatizo, shida za mabadiliko ya hali ya hewa ama tabia nchi. Na sijui miongoni mwenu ni wangapi ambao huwa wanafuatilia utabiri wa hali ya hewa. Do we follow the weather forecasts that are developed by the weather services, the Kenya Meteorological Department? Do we? Ni wangapi? Naomba niulize nijue. Do you know where you can access that information? Maybe by a show of hands, how many of you can access weather and climate information wherever you are through whichever means? How many? Hamna? Oh, thank you, back there. Nobody else knows how they access weather and climate information? Yes, thank you. Nani mwingine? Hamna? Unajua msipojibu wageni wa heshima wakija hapa nitaamurisha mtasimama wote, and I know mtasimama. Kwa hivyo naomba tu saa hizi wacha tukubaliane sasa. Unajua huwa wanasema kwamba paka akiwa ameenda panya lazima atawale, au sio? Si ndio? Kwa hiyo sasa wacha sisi tuliopo hapa tu assume sisi ni panya. Na kwa hiyo tuna uhuru wa kufanya vile tunafanya nini? Tunataka. Lakini paka akiingia itabidi tujikunje. Tujikunje kwa midhili ya ndizi, Mnajua ndizi jinsi anavyojikunja? Okay, maybe I can ask a general question. Ningeomba kujua kutoka kwenu hivi ubora wa utabiri wa hali ya hewa kulingana na maono yenu ama maoni yenu ni upi? What is your perception? What is your opinion about the accuracy of the weather and climate information you see or you hear about? Anybody? Itabidi sasa nijongee karibu na wewe. Maana naona nikiwa hapa mbele watu wanaogopa. Anybody? How good or bad is the weather forecast that you see or hear about? For example, the Kenya Meteorological Department released the weather forecast for this coming season. And our able director was there in the press to tell all Kenyans what we expect. Nyinyi mmekuwepo, mmeishi hapa Kenya. What is your opinion about the weather forecasts that are produced by the Kenya Met Department? Anybody? Wacha niulize huyu mzee hapa. Weather and climate information.
I access using an app. I access it using an app.
Is it accurate, reliable, or what is your perception?
Very reliable.
Yeah?
Very reliable.
Sema na sauti.
Very reliable.
Wanasema is very reliable, ni kitu cha kutathminiwa. Nani mwingine? Anybody else? Mmeonaje utabiri wa hali ya hewa? Ama labda ulinyeshewa ukija hapa kwa hiyo hutaki kuzungumza. Maana you are bitter. Anybody else? Haya, naona tabasamu hapa nyuma. Hivi utabiri wa hali ya hewa kwa maono yenu ama kwa mtazamo wenu ni yapi? Si ya leo, in general, weather and climate forecasts that are released by the Kenya Met.
Kama ni ya ukweli ama si ukweli? I think iko kwa wastani.
Iko kwa wastani. Safi sana, unasikia Kiswahili kizuri pale. Kwa wastani. Haya, nakwako dada.
Naona wanajikaza kisabuni.
Kisabuni bwana, watabiri. Hivi bwana, itabidi muongeze sabuni. Pale nasikia kwamba mmejikasa kisabuni na ni vizuri sana. DJ, sijui kama labda unaweza ukavurumisha tumbuizo kidogo, walao niweze kumeza mate, nipunge hewa ili hawa watu wakafunguka. Niliwaambia kwamba waende pale chini wakabugie kahawa chungu, lakini wameogopa. Baadaye nitawaomba mwende mkabugie pilipili, labda mtafunguka. Bwana DJ, naomba ututumbuize kidogo.
Check. Sasa hii ndio inafika. Haya, sasa mtanisaidia kurun cable.
mbili tatu.
There's such a rush, my baby, slow down, come find your love. I'm hoping you see me, come serve it up. Loving when you stir it up, that body belong on TV. Oh, this feeling I can't hide. You're feeling up my mind, and I just don't know why. Five lives.
Karibuni sana wageni wetu. You're most welcome. Kindly let's stand and welcome our guests. Tumewasubiria sana kwa hamu na gamu, mjisikie nyumbani. Huu ndio muda tuliosubiri kwa sasa. Na bila kupoteza wakati wowote, naomba tuwe na wimbo wa taifa.
Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tujilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Naomba mwenzangu ani ambaye atatufungulia kwa maombi, opening prayer, so that we can have the presence of God with us here today.
The Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, His Excellency Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, our Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, Dr. Deborah Baraza, Excellencies, the governors present from Kiambu, Machakos, Nairobi and Nyandarua, our Principal Secretary, State Department of Environment and Climate Change, Dr. Engineer Festus Ngeno, our NEMA Board Chair, Excellencies, CEOs of Water Resource Authority, Director, Kenya Meteorological Department, Director General NEMA, NEMA Board of Directors, Management of NEMA and other organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Kindly let us rise up for a word of prayer. We are praying. Our Heavenly Father and God, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, to you alone do we come this morning, recognizing your sovereignty, O Lord. Thank you for this day. This is the day that you have made, that we should launch this project funded by the Green Climate Fund. Lord, we come to you with thanksgiving for the gift of life. We thank you for the gift of health. We thank you for the leadership of this country. We thank you for the privilege that you have given us this day, the 26th of February, to gather here and start off this project. Father, we pray that you may take charge of this meeting. Father, we pray that you may reign and let your name be magnified in each and every process of this day. We pray, pleading for the forgiveness of our sins and those of our fellow citizens in this nation. Father, we pray, magnifying your name for the rains that have come to water the earth. Lord, may it be an abundance of blessings and food and pasture and provision for your people and no destruction. Lead us in each and every step. May your name be magnified now and always. Take all the glory, Father, we pray in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much, Daktari. Mgeni wetu wa heshima, waziri stahiki na wenye mamlaka ya juu serikalini, Mheshimiwa Mudavadi, waziri wa Wizara ya Mazingira, Mabadiliko ya Hali ya Hewa na Misitu, Daktari Baraza, na nikizingatia itifaki zote, niwakaribisheni nyote kwenye hafla hii siku ya leo. Naomba mjisikie nyumbani japo mliacha nyumba zenu. Ningependa kwanza kabisa kuwajuza kwamba siku ya leo tunakutana kwenye hafla hii kuzungumzia swala ambalo ni la msingi, na tunapoangalia mada ya leo kwenye mabango ambayo utayaona kule nyuma na huku mbele, tumekutana hapa kwa uzinduzi rasmi wa mradi ambao unaangazia swala zima la uboreshaji wa udhabiti wa jamii na usalama wa maji, na tunaangazia katika bwawa kuu la Athi River, the Athi River Catchment. Na katika mradi huu ambao utazinduliwa rasmi siku ya leo, ni kwamba mradi huu utakuwa unafanyiziwa kazi katika kaunti 4, ikiwemo kaunti ya jiji kuu ama kaunti kuu ya Nairobi ya Kenya, na pia kaunti za Kiambu, Machakos, na pia tutaongeza na kaunti nyingine ambayo tutaarifiwa. Kwa bila kupoteza muda, karibuni sana wote. Tunajua masuala ya mabadiliko ya hali ya hewa, makali ya hali ya hewa, na kwa hiyo mimi siye ambaye nitayazungumzia hayo. Ningependa nimkaribishe kwa nafasi hii daktari ambaye ni mkurugenzi mkuu katika shirika la NEMA hapa nchini Kenya, ili aweze kutupa hotuba yake kidogo, na pia aweze kuwakaribisha na kuwatambulisha wageni ambao wamekaribishwa mahali hapa siku ya leo. Karibu sana daktari.
Our chief guest, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Mudavadi, our Cabinet Secretary, Principal Secretary, Governor Nyandarua, Chairman NEMA, distinguished delegates, cabinets, ministers from our counties, invited guests. God is good, and all the time. Thank you. Let me take this opportunity to warmly welcome you all to this important meeting. And before I start, we would like to have a short brief on this project that we call Upper the River Catchment, basically on enhancing community resilience and water security in the Upper the River Catchment. The objective of this project, Your Excellency, is to build resilience and the adaptive capacity of the local communities to be able to adapt to the vagaries of climate change. This is a very important project for us and for the country, because these are the funds we're going to use to address the issues of climate change. We all know climate change is an existential threat to our communities. Unless we start addressing it now, then it's going to be a challenge for us. The beneficiaries, Excellency, directly, this project is going to support over 1.1 million people within the basin, all the way from Nyandarua to Machakos, and indirectly, 4.8 million people are going to benefit from this project. It's a 4-year program from the Global Climate Fund, and the targeted communities are Nyandarua, because the water from Nairobi comes from the Abadeas. Kiambu, we all know, Ondiri Swamp, the largest block in East Africa is in Kiambu County. Then we have the Nairobi rivers, Nairobi River ecosystem, Madare River, and Ngong River, all the way to Machakos. The executing entity, Your Excellency, are 3. NEMA, we are the grant managers for this, and we'll be looking at the issues of pollution control, all the way from the source of these rivers and to the downstream, and also look at the issues of capacity building. Water Resource Authority, our colleagues from Water Resource Authority, will be looking at the issues of water quality monitoring, catchment protection, among others. KMD, our other executing entity, are going to look at the issues of meteorological monitoring, among others, including climate services. So let me invite the head of this project, John Wafula, to take us through a very brief overview of the project. 10 minutes, John. Only 10 minutes. Karibu. We have a PowerPoint presentation, 10 minutes.
chief guest, the Prime Cabinet Secretary. I stand on the protocol already established by my Director General. I'm going to give you a very brief overview of the project that we are launching today. The project that we are launching today is called Enhancing Community Resilience in Water Security in the Upper Athi River Catchment Area. And the project is funded by the Green Climate Fund. The Green Climate Fund is one of the operating entities of the financial mechanism that has been established under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. And the objective of this particular project is to strengthen the resilience to climate change of communities and increase water security in the Upper Athi River Catchment Area. The total project cost is around 9.9 million USD. Out of this, the Green Climate Fund is giving us a grant of 9.5 million USD, and the rest of the money is coming from co-financing from the three executing entities. That's NEMA, Water Resources Authority, and Kenya Meteorological Department. The beneficiaries, about 1.2 million direct and about 4.8 million indirect beneficiaries, and the project duration is 4 years. In terms of the project location, the focus is on the Athi River catchment, and one of the things that we notice that in this catchment, it has a negative water balance, which means the demand for water far outweighs what the available water resources, and is one of the least water secure among the 6 catchments that we have in the country. And the key issues that we are going to focus on, which are the drivers of this particular situation, is the issue of climate change, pollution, increased water demand, and then the catchment degradation. So the project will try to be part of the solution towards addressing those key drivers. And we are targeting only 4 counties from Nyandarua, Kiambu, Nairobi, and Machakos. And these are just the upper counties in the catchment. The catchment has a total of 12 counties. So we hope that in the future we can be able to raise resources to also address the remaining counties. There are 3 accredited entities, and NEMA, there are 3 executing entities. NEMA serves as both an accredited entity and also the executing entity. As an accredited entity, we are in charge of grant management and responsible for the overall management of the project and accountability to the Green Climate Fund. But we also have some executing roles in terms of pollution management, adaptation planning, water infrastructure, and also capacity building. The Water Resources Authority is in charge of hydrological monitoring in the catchment, water quality, catchment protection, and water infrastructure. And the Kenya Meteorological Department will be dealing with meteorological monitoring, the catchment, and climate services. The project has 3 components. Component 1 deals with enhancing hydrological and meteorological monitoring system to improve decision-making, planning, and policy development. Component 2 deals with improving climate water resilience, and this is the component that carries the biggest budget. And then component 3 deals with strengthening water and adaptation planning, institutional and regulatory frameworks. The last slide deals with some of the expected deliverables that we are looking forward to achieve during the life of the project. In terms of water security, we will be doing infrastructure, as you can see there, rehabilitation of 5 boreholes. We are drilling 3 new boreholes. We are rehabilitating 23 water pans. We are constructing a new water pan, 1 sand dam. We are going to do rainwater harvesting structures in 80 health facilities, level 2 and level 3 facilities in Machakos. We are developing 5 new springs and rehabilitating 5 springs. In terms of conservation, the project is going to support communities through the Water Resource Users Association to do rehabilitation and reforestation in the catchment. When it comes to hydrological monitoring, the project will support the installation of 25 automatic weather stations and also develop 10 underground water monitoring stations to monitor the obstruction of the groundwater, which is becoming a big issue. In terms of integrated water resource management, the project is going to support NEMA and WRA to upgrade their water quality testing laboratories, and those laboratories are going to help us to enhance compliance and enforcement of water quality regulations and generally pollution control in the catchment. Then lastly, planning and regulatory frameworks. The project is going to support the 4 counties to develop regulatory frameworks, the 4 county environment action plans, sub-catchment management plans, and state of environment reports. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Let's appreciate John once again. Your Excellency, some people in Kenya call us NEMA instead of NEMA, National Environment Management Authority. And NEMA means grace. So you need grace to manage environment in our country, because as NEMA, we have 2 main mandates. One is general supervision and coordination of all matters environment in our country. Your Excellency, when you say all matters environment, it essentially means God's creation. So NEMA is in charge of all this: land, air, water, soil, everything. And then looking at the way Kenyans are littering the environment and having very negative attitude to the environment, we may need a divine intervention, because this is really a divine duty, a divine responsibility for us to be able to manage environment in our country. Government has provided necessary policy, legal and institutional framework for environmental governance in our country. If you look at our constitution, it's a green constitution, very progressive constitution in the region. Because from the preambles of our constitution, if you look at the first preamble, it's acknowledging God, the presence of Almighty God. Second is honoring our freedom fighters. The third, Your Excellency, is on our diversity, ethnic diversity, religious diversity, and cultural diversity, one indivisible nation. The fourth, Your Excellency, is on the environment, respectful of our environment, which is our priceless heritage, which must be preserved for now and future generations. But looking at the way the environment is managed, it's a big challenge. We have, as NEMA, last year enacted over 10 regulations looking at Waste Management Act 2022, essentially transitioning us from linear waste management to circular model of waste management, where we need to drive value out of this waste, because waste is a resource. Looking at also the EPR regulation, extended producer responsibility, where we bestow responsibility on the producers, the brand owners of the product that you introduce into a country, because essentially any product coming into a country will become waste. So as a regulator, it is our duty to ensure that we manage this waste. So, Your Excellency, this project, funded by Green Climate Fund, will go a long way in improving water security and building the adaptive capacity of our local communities to be able to manage that existential threat of climate change. The prolonged drought, because if you look at this catchment as presented by John, this area is prone to drought and also paradoxically to flooding. So you have drought in Machakos and these other areas, and then flooding in Nairobi and Kiambu areas. So the prolonged drought in Machakos, frequent flooding in Nairobi and Kiambu, and escalating water scarcity and declining water quality across the region are clear indicators of a crisis that we face in our country. These challenges, Your Excellency, disproportionately affect women and children who are forced to spend countless hours each day searching for water. This is the first project approved for Kenya that we've received USD 9.5 under the direct access modality. NEMA being the national implementing entity under direct access, the 9th globally and the 5th in Africa. So we received for the first time close to 1 billion Kenya shilling to be able to manage this project. As an accredited entity to the Green Climate Fund and the leading implementing agency, NEMA is proud to champion this project, and we are committed, Excellency, to ensure transparent management, effective coordination, and robust monitoring of all activities under this project. And beyond the 4 years, because this is a 4-year project, we are determined to integrate the lessons learned from this project into our clear, as highlighted, is to strengthen the benefit of our 1.1 million people and indirectly touch nearly 4.8 million people. It will reduce vulnerability of floodings and drought and improve access to clean water, enhance food and nutrition security, and build the adaptive capacity of institutions and the local communities. How do we intend to do this? The project will achieve this through 3 pillars, Your Excellency. 1, because we need to make decision in ensuring that we strengthen our early warning system, we will enhance hydrological and meteorological monitoring system to improve our decision making. 2, we need to invest in climate resilient water infrastructure, including rehabilitation and construction of water ponds, boreholes, sand dams, and other facilities to ensure reliable water supply, even in times of scarcity. 3rd, Your Excellency, we will strengthen water and adaptive planning by supporting institutions and regulatory frameworks that will ensure sustainable management of our water resources. I want to take this moment, Your Excellency, to call upon our county government, institutions, grassroots institutions, and communities to fully embrace the project. And this is community-owned project and community-driven project. Communities are at the center of this project. And the success, Your Excellency, of this initiative will depend on the active participation and ownership of our communities to ensure that the water infrastructure is not only utilized, but also maintained for future generations. We must also ensure that women and youth are meaningfully included in the water governance, as their voices and leadership are central to building resilience. Allow me to extend our deepest appreciation to the Green Climate Fund for approving this grand project for our country. I also wish to recognize in a very special way the strong support and commitment of our National Treasury. National Treasury is the designated authority and the national focal point of GCF. Your Excellency, I also acknowledge and appreciate immense support that management received from NEMA Board of Management through the Chair, Mr. Emilio Mugo, and the board members, and also not forgetting my parent ministry, Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, under the leadership of CS Deborah Baraza, supported by PS Dr. Engineer Ngeno, for all the support and guidance. And to our executing partners, the Water Resource Authority, the Kenya Meteorological Department, and the Ministry of Water, Sanitation, and County Government, and the communities, this project is true demonstration of partnership in action. Last but not least, I also wish to acknowledge the technical support that NEMA WRN KMD received from the government of Korea through KET during the design of this project. They also undertook feasibility studies, detailed designs, and environmental and social impact assessments, and also gender studies for this project. I acknowledge the technical support that the design team received also from ICPAC on hydrometeorological monitoring. In closing, I wish to reaffirm NEMA's unwavering commitment to building climate resilience for our people. Your Excellency, I'm confident that this project will serve as a model for climate resilient management, not only in our country, but across Africa. Together, we can turn the challenge of climate change into an opportunity for sustainable growth and shared responsibility. Because in NEMA we say, this is our environment, it is our life, and our individual and collective responsibility. I thank you. Thank you. Let me now invite the CEOs of executing entities, starting with Mr. Edward Miruki, the Acting Director for Kenya Meteorological Services, to say a few words. Let's appreciate him.
Thank you, Chief Guest, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Your Excellency, CS, PS, Excellence, Governors, all protocols observed. My name is Edward Muriuki, Acting Director, Kenya Meteorological Department. And as a department, we are privileged to be one of the implementing entities. We've been waiting for this moment for long, and we are glad that it has finally happened. And I'm glad to report that through this project, the department will enhance its monitoring and observation capabilities. And this in turn will be able to support provision of climate services in the provisional, in the project counties, and also building resilience in the 4 project counties. So mine is just to look forward to the full execution of this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miruki. Now I invite Mr. Mohamed Shurie, the CEO, Water Resources Authority. Karibu Bwana CEO.
Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Secretary, Cabinet Secretary, Principal Secretaries, Governors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is, as we said, Mohamed Molishuri. I'm the CEO of Water Resource Authority. We are partner with NEMA in this project. The launch of this Athi River Catchment Climate Resilient and Water Security Project marks an important step in advancing Kenyan long-term water security and climate resilient agenda. The Athi Catchment encompasses Nairobi, Kiambu, Machakos, and the Nyandarua counties, underpin key pillars of our economic, including urban development, agriculture, industry, and infrastructure. Yet the basin is increasingly vulnerable to the climate variability. Recurrent drought, flooding, groundwater decline, and the catchment degradation. Groundwater and the catchment degradation. These pressure threaten not only water supply, but also national economic stability and the social well-being. This project aligns directly with the key Kenyan development agenda demonstrating government commitment to strengthen climate-informing water governance and strengthening strategic natural resources. The project is integrated and forward-looking. It is strengthening hydrogeological, hydrometeorological, and the water monitoring system to improve risk forecasting and evidence-based planning. It is enhanced climate resilient water infrastructure to stabilize supply and reduce vulnerability. It reinforces institutional coordination and devolution to ensure sustainability and accountability. Importantly, sustainable water security extends beyond infrastructure. Wetland riparian reserves and the groundwater recharge zones within the Athi catchment are natural capital assets. They regulate flows, mitigate floods, recharge aquifers, and safeguard water quality. Degradation of this ecosystem directly undermines economic productivity and public health. We must therefore reaffirm a simple but fundamental principles. Protecting our catchment is therefore not mere as an environmental responsibility, it is also a strategic economic imperative. Your Excellency, water does not come from the tap. Water comes from the catchment. So there's need for all of us, all Kenyans, to see how best that we can protect and conserve our catchments. WRA has demonstrated institutional readiness for the project implementation with planning frameworks in place designed for priority water plants completed, and the preparatory implementation process initiated. This reflects the WRS commitment to moving from boardroom to execution of the project. During the project implementation, we will strengthen collaboration with the beneficiary counties, water resources, user associations, and the local communities to ensure not only successful execution, but also water resources governance remain science-based, transparent, future-oriented, and sustainable. Let us remain steadfast in our collective responsibility, strengthen our institutions, and safeguard water as a strategic national development asset for the present and the future generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the CEO Water Resource Authority. In NEMA, because we are still enforcing noise and excessive vibration regulation, we need to do soundless claps. So let's appreciate our colleagues with soundless clap, and I will check you. You do this again, then you drop. There is sound there. Thank you. Your Excellency, we work very closely with county governments to ensure that we robustly engage with our communities through the county governments and ensure that what we implement are sustainable in the long run. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome the County Environment Committee member for Kiambu, my friend Mr. Kuria, to come and make his remarks on behalf of the Kiambu County government. Karibu Bwana Waziri.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Your Excellency, Governor of Nyandarua, PS Principal Secretary, Bona Dr. Ngeno, Chair Nemer, and all the invited guests. Hamujaboni, God is good. Yes, my name is David Kuria, and I'm the CC in charge of water, environment, and climate change in Kiambu County. And I'm excited to be here because we are one of the beneficiary. And I would like to start by saying that Kiambu County depend on this catchment. 90% of water for Kiambu come from this catchment. And therefore, we are very, very excited to be part and parcel of this program. In fact, it also our source in terms of the founder, wood and all that for Kiambu County. And therefore, whatever is being done in Kiambu County, we are excited and we are happy. And I'm also happy to say that we have been in this process. I started this process actually before I joined the county. I knew this program when it was with even Kenya Wildlife Services. I have been walking through. Little did I know that I'm going to be part of now implementing, and that's how God works. And I'm happy again that we are having this consultative forum to discuss. My request, because I've been in this process, is to first appreciate that each of the government levels, we have something to contribute as beneficiary and as implemented. We have worked with NEMA, and I'm happy to say that NEMA, we have worked with you. You have taken and through. I have a request to WRA. What NEMA is doing to us, can you also do it? MD also, can you come and train us in terms of what you're supposed to do? Because we're supposed to have a consultation that we need to understand each other. At times, guest of honor, counties are now teenagers. They have grown. So we need now to start coming to that effect to understand that we have something to say. And we can be able to work together so that this project can be fully implemented. And my friend PS here was my boss. He was my chair because he was also a CC like me, but he has graduated. I used to be his deputy. So he knows what we have fought. And therefore we need to also have these conversations so that we can be able to address some of these challenges. I have a few concerns though that I need to raise. First, and I thank Nema, you have come for us to prioritize. You have agreed that we are going to also to provide supervision. We have been in many projects where county are being told, and we have a lot of conditionalities. Sometimes some of the conditionalities, they don't favor the county. And our boss here, His Excellency, they want CC to perform. But sometimes we have conditionalities, which we need to address as early as possible. We have another program that, again, Doctor, you know, we have a lot of conditionalities and we are not telling the truth there to the donors, like the FROCA, which I want to mention. They had a lot of conditionality. My boss here wants me to to be effective, but you give a lot of conditionality. I hope this project will not have that conditionality. We have time frame. His Excellency, they have the manifesto. We want also to be part, that manifesto to be implemented to the fullest during the governor's time. Can we also reduce bureaucracy? Because sometimes there's a lot of bureaucracy. Let us reduce the bureaucracy because people in Kiambu, in Nyandarua, in Machakos, in here, they need services. If we can be able to implement this project timely and we remove the bureaucracy. And also, can we also use can we have the what I would call, we reduce a lot of administrations and all that. Let us use the money, because Wajiko there need money. Sometimes we put a lot of, administrations and all that. To an extent, the money that go to the Wajiko is quarter of what was given. Let's have a better use for money. And then, let us also be consultative enough. Let us have that consultative enough. If the project is delayed, like now we are informed throughout by NEMA that it has been delayed, because Wajiko there want us to be fast in quick in implementing of all these things. But for now, I like to appreciate again NEMA that we have worked together. I have one or two requests. Your Excellency, the chief guest, as we sit here, I'm worried, and I'm a worried person. I read an article the other day that the groundwater for this region is also dwindling. And somebody said in a few times, Nairobi will start sinking. We have a request. Can we have this project also building at, how do we protect our groundwater? If you're saying that, a lot of requests are borehole. We can't have borehole if we don't have water. So I think we need to start having a conversation. And I think somebody should start this conversation in this country, that groundwater is dwindling. The other thing is about the pollution of our cities. I have tried to protect the 14 falls. But I have to work with the Nairobi governor. We have to work with the Nairobi governor. The source of waste, that's pollution, is coming all the way from Githurai. So if we don't have this consultative, we are not going to provide the water services, the water that we need. So I think we need that consultation. And finally, I'm happy that we are doing conservation. Let us also think where these water sources are coming from. That has been an issue. We are concentrated in selling water, we do not know where the water is coming from. So I think this conversation, in the second discussions, I will be happy to see this. The next GCF is addressing the issue of the sources of water and all that. Thank you so much, and God bless, and thanks, Anna.
You are not good students. We said noiseless claps. Let's start 1, 2, 3, and we give him. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Ondiri Wetland is in Kiambu County next to Alliance High School. And Ondiri is the headwaters of Nairobi rivers. Our rivers emanate from there. But as it meanders through the informal settlements, when the river leaves Ondiri, it's spotlessly clean. But as it meanders through the informal settlements, because informal settlement is not seaward, there is a lot of effluent discharge into the river. And all our dumping sites, Your Excellency, are along the river basin, including the infamous Dandora. You were there 2 weeks ago with His Excellency the President, and we're happy to note that a sewerage system is now being done. So the challenge that we had over the years was the dysfunctional sewerage system. Now that the sewer is being done, I am sure Nairobi River will be clean. NEMA has also looked at the issues of pollution control. We've mapped out 148 illegal discharge points into Nairobi River, and we are enforcing that, Your Excellency. Now, Your Excellency, I want to invite the CC Environment in charge of Machakos County, Mr. Anosmas, to come and make his remarks on behalf of Machakos County. Karibu sana, Waziri.
Our chief guest, Prime Cabinet Secretary, His Excellency Salia Mudavadi, the CS, the PS, allow me to ride on the other protocols already established, and building up on what my colleague has just said. I'm standing here on behalf of my governor, and I want to give her remarks. It is my honor to address you today. Water is not merely a resource, it is the foundation of the public health, food security, economic growth, and human dignity. Without reliable and safe water, sustainable development remains a distant goal. Our county continues to face challenges related to climate variability, population growth, and increasing demands for water services. However, these challenges also present us with an opportunity to innovate, to collaborate, and to invest strategically in resilient water infrastructure. As a county, we are prioritizing sustainable interventions that deliver long-term impact. These include the development of several interventions, boreholes, water pans, etc. And the most important is the protection of water catchment areas. We are equally strengthening partnership with national agencies, development partners, private sector actors, and community institutions to enhance efficiency and accountability in service delivery. Our focus is clear on access, ensuring more households, schools, and health facilities receive reliable and safe water supply. Our focus is also on sustainability, that is, investing in climate resilience, infrastructure, and promoting conservation practices. Another focus is on equity, reaching underserved and vulnerable communities. And the fourth goal is governance, strengthening water management systems and transparency in project implementation. We recognize that infrastructure alone is not enough. Community ownership, proper maintenance, and the responsible use of water resources are critical. I therefore call upon all stakeholders to continue working together in a spirit of partnership and shared responsibility. We appreciate NEMA and the other implementing agencies for continued support, and we as a county remain committed to building water secure future, one where every resident has access to safe, affordable, and sustainable water services. And on behalf of the county government, I reaffirm our dedication to delivering impactful projects that transform livelihoods and strengthen resilience across our country. Thank you, and may we continue to work together for the prosperity of our people. Thank you.
I think now you've refused to learn. So let's appreciate Waziri. 1, 2, 3, and we give him. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, now it's my humble duty and honor to invite the Chairman, NEMA Board of Management, Mr. Emilio Mugo, to give his remarks. Karibu, Chairman.
Our chief guest today, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, Waziri Deborah Baraza, our Minister, His Excellency, the Governor of Nyandarua, Bwana Kiari Mbandirisha, our Principal Secretary, Dr. Engineer Vestas Ngeno, all protocols observed. I'm going to be very brief because our principals, our chief guests, I'm aware of the time pressure ahead of you. I will just do 2 things. The first one, I will read a small message for today's function. But before I do that, our chief guest, with your permission, I want to introduce the Board of Management, because if I don't do that, some of them are politicians. They will give me a lot of problems in the boardroom if they don't see you. So I'll ask them to line up here. I will mention their name, and then so that they can see you. Watiniambia wanataka kukuona live. So if they can quickly come before here, starting with the Vice Chair, then our chief guest, you will have rescued me from that hostility. Do we have a mobile? But they are loud enough. The chief guest is close. Oh, yeah, the MC is. Start with this Masai here. Who you, dear Vice Chair? When I am not there.
Good morning. My name is Sophia Matura. I'm the Vice Chair of NEMA, and a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Kipkiror Lois. I am an environmentalist. I chair the technical committee of the NEMA board. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is John Kimondio. I'm the chair of Human Resource and Finance. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, sir, I'm Honorable Macklin Sitati Nangalama, Chair, Legal Strategy and Resource Mobilization. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency and all protocol observed, my name is Amos Andama. I chair the Board Audit Committee. Kindly say hi to our Green President. Thank you.
Your Excellency, my name is Chris Makoha. I represent the Inspector General State Corporations on the NEMA Board of Directors. Karibu sana.
Your Excellency, PCS Mudavadi, our CS, Dr. Deborah Barasa. My name is Karen Kandie, Dr. Karen Kandie, representing the PS National Treasury. Thank you.
Your Excellency, my name is Lina Meme. I represent the Principal Secretary, State Department for Environment and Climate Change in the NEMA Board.
Your Excellency and all protocols observed, my name is Chimao Judith, a board member. I represent the Office of Attorney General, the AG, in the state, in the authority. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, I'm also a board member, Secretary of the Board. My name is Mamo. Where I come from, we have very few names, so we repeat names. Apologies for that.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and the PCS. You can see that is a very strong team. We have one member who is a bishop. He has sent his apologies because he resides all the way in Mombasa. He's the only one who is not with us today. And we are NEMA. Sababu nimesikia watu wanasema, wakienda sasa wanasema jina yao, so we are NEMA. My name is Emilio Mugo, the chair of the board. So Your Excellency, I am honored to stand before you this morning on behalf of the Board of Management of NEMA, the hosts of today's event. It is also my pleasure to welcome you to this launch of this important project, enhancing community resilience and water security in the upper Athi River area. Your Excellency, it has been a long wait. We have waited for this. Let me thank GCF for this project support. As NEMA, we have maintained a good and very fruitful engagement and collaboration with the GCF since our accreditation to the fund 10 years ago in the year 2016. The relationship has seen NEMA benefit from capacity building through the readiness program and project preparation facility. The authority, Your Excellency, continues to engage the GCF to develop and deepen our project pipelines. I also wish to recognize and appreciate our esteemed implementing partners. They have been here, the Water Resources Authority and the Kenya Meteorological Department, for joining hands with us in this journey. Their technical expertise and dedication will be critical in ensuring the success of this project. My board has put in place a strategic policy direction to ensure the authority delivers on its mandate. The current NEMA strategic plan, our chief guest, learning between 2023 and 2027, has identified climate action as a key resource area in recognition of the key role of the authority in advancing the country's climate agenda. The CEO said, we are in charge of God's creation. As most of us know, the upper catchment Athi River, the upper Athi River catchment plays a critical role in supporting livelihoods of thousands of households, sustaining biodiversity and driving economic activity. Despite this, our chief guest, the catchment has faced growing threats from deforestation, from water over obstruction, from pollution of water sources, through land degradation and the intensifying impacts of climate change, among others. Communities downstream are increasingly vulnerable to droughts, floods, and water scarcity. Challenges, our chief guests, that threaten their food security, their health, and their social stability. So my emphasis is that success of this project depends on close collaboration between stakeholders. Notable among these stakeholders are the executing agencies, the county governments, most of them represented here today, and the beneficiary communities. Together, our chief guest, we must nurture a culture of stewardship and collaboration to safeguard the upper Athi River catchment for now and for the future generations. As the designated accredited entity to the GCF and one of the executing agencies in this project, NEMA commits to ensure full compliance with GCF policies. I think CEC Korea has requested for this in order to facilitate the success in project implementation. The list I will request from our stakeholders is cooperation and collaboration. This launch therefore marks the beginning of an exciting journey. The Board of Management commits NEMA to execute the project with utmost transparency, accountability, so that the project becomes a model for other projects. You are our chief guest. I would like to thank each one of you, and particularly yourself, for being here with us today at the beginning of this journey. Let us work together with determination and unity of purpose to ensure that in the years to come, the people of the upper Athi River catchment and resilient community. Thank you very much. It's now my singular duty to welcome the PS. He has a very long designation, Engineer Dr. Festus Ngeno Karibu.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Your Excellency, our Chief Guest, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Cabinet Secretary responsible for Environment, Climate Change, and Forestry, Dr. Deborah Barasa, Your Excellency, the Governor of Nyandarua, my friend Dr. Moses Kiarie Patricia, the reps of the Climate Change Fund, CECs of the respective counties of Machakos, Nairobi and Nairobi, the board chair, NEMA CEO, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Your Excellency, allow me to recognize the designated national authority for GCF, represented by Peter Odengo here. That is from the National Treasury. This is the guys who help us to get or assess the resources. Your Excellency, listening to Kuria speak here from the county government, I know Governor Patricia, these are the people, when I was the chair of caucus, you don't speak as a chair. You use some guys to speak your message or to pass your message. And I realize he has never changed. And he did a good job. And I think the message is off. I think working closely with the county governments, Your Excellency, I am pro-devolution. So are you, because you guide us as our BCS in that regard. Your Excellency, we are launching a lifeline program, the ARCA Catchment, the ARCA. Climate change is not a theoretical threat, but we lived it in our reality. Our nationally determined contributions, NDC, pronounces our ambitious commitment to 32% reduction in emissions by 2030. And we are pushing even harder to 35% reduction in 2035. And therefore, we have made it very clear in our NDC that adaptation and building resilience of our economy and people is our priority. And this can be achieved by mainstreaming the adaptation in an integrated manner. And therefore, this project is a perfect example of integrated approach by focusing on the counties of Nyandarua, Kiambu, Nairobi, and Machakos. We are targeting the heart of our water security. We are providing that we can lower our carbon footprint while simultaneously building a wall of resilience around our farming communities. Your Excellency, the Green Climate Fund has been an important partner in this journey. Projects like ARCA demonstrates what is possible when we use innovative financing to put resources exactly where they are needed. And therefore, the outcomes of this will align perfectly with our National Climate Change Action Plan, our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. It is about putting the citizen at the center of our climate response. As I close, Your Excellency, I wish to extend our gratitude to our partners in the GCF, our executing entities, and every stakeholder in this room. Your trust in the Kenya's vision allows us to turn these high-level ambitions behind. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, allow me now to bring to the podium His Excellency Governor Patricia from Nyandarua to make his remarks. Karibu sana, Your Excellency. DG said you don't make noise, you do like this as you welcome him.
Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, Cabinet Secretary, Environment, the PS, Chair and your team, WRA and all other stakeholders, good morning. Let me join those who have spoken before me to state that we are here today on a very important program. The reason why I have personally availed myself is because I take issues to do with the environment very seriously, and I realize that Nyandarua is a great stakeholder in provision of this security called water. We happen to come from the upper Athi, along with those other counties. And what is being read here in paper is real, that we have a phenomenon called climate change. We in Nyandarua have seen it. Today we have longer dry spells. We have unpredictable rainfall patterns, and all those other things which are being mentioned. And being a county that is the food basket of this country, though we are almost changing, people like referring to as the food basket. But when we bring our potatoes to the city, to the market, you don't buy them at the right prices. So we are deciding to become a wellness county. We forget about being a food basket, so that you can come there for wellness. Because the environment is very good. We have got good hills, good rivers, fresh foodstuffs. So very soon you'll be seeing me launching that, because the former one, you are not helping us a lot. So, Your Excellency, maybe before I finalize my comment on this, I would want to say that in Nyandarua, we also have another product of environment called Lake Oloborosat. And I am very sure when I say this, most people may not associate themselves with that term. That lake is there. It used to be a very big lake. 2 years ago, it dried. Thank God, with the effort being done to resuscitate the environment, it's coming back. Your Excellency, I remember when we were doing campaigns with you and also the head of state, we say we committed that we need to really take care of environment, which includes Lake Oloborosat. We are still there. We've been discussing with my friend, the PS, the environment, tourism. Kindly, those who are here representing those areas, let us finalize on gazetting that lake properly, so that the national government, the county government can take charge. Because right now it's there. It don't belong to anybody. And that is why it's drying. That is why it is not even helping us as an economic activity. I'm sure Waziri is here, and all of us are going to work towards that direction. The other thing, Your Excellency, to say is that even as we look at how we are going to talk about water, when you talk of flooding, flooding takes place dangerously at the source. So these waters you see coming to Nairobi here, to Machakos, they have carried all our silt, the silt of our soils. So we are having farms which are not productive, because when it rains, the rains washes the good soils downstream, leaving up there. So such a component can also be considered in such a program. How do we help those people who have received the rain? The rain has not even helped them. The water has now going to help other people, but it has carried along all the fertility. So they end up becoming poor. They end up lacking employment. We don't have a single industry. So such a component need to be addressed in such a program, because it is real and it's happening. The other thing I would also want to emphasize is really, when I look at, I'm not complaining, Your Excellency. I agree 100%. We have been requested to own this program. On behalf of my colleagues and the ministers are here, we are going to embrace it, we are going to own it. Of course, this is a modern program. It's not going to have a lot of bureaucracies, a lot of whatever. I believe this one has been polished. But Nyandarua has been given the lowest water at the tap. Water is at the catchment. To make that a reality, it means we need to do a lot at the catchment area. Aberdare Regis, one of the 5 towers in this country, several rivers have dried completely. Not a drop is flowing. So even as we sit somewhere to eat, let us know that this we are discussing here is coming from a farm somewhere. Let's go to the farm and ensure that even as we eat the food we are eating today, tomorrow that farm will produce other food. That is the catchment area. Very important. In fact, many programs, and mostly they concentrate with, okay, elevating the lives of people is okay, the infrastructure is okay, but I have not seen a project that really concentrates in ensuring that this product called water will be maintained. The catchment will be proper. Tomorrow and the other day we'll have to continue receiving lanes. Otherwise, my simple ask, this is not even to you, Your Excellency, it can be done by Waziri. Sanitation, it's also part of what we are doing here. I happen to have a whole region called Daragwa, Mairoinya municipality, all that area. We have a forest next there, but we don't have a space to put solid waste management. In fact, people are just pouring the solid waste anywhere because we can't get land to buy to put up one. So I'm requesting, as I'm here, Waziri, and the guest of honor has heard this, kindly, we are coming to you to request just for 5 acres to be exercised from Daragwa Forest, so that the people of Nyandarua, people of Daragwa can feel that really the environment is also helping them, so that they can continue protecting the other part, the trees, the animals and all that. I wish to stop there and state on behalf of the Council of Governors, on behalf of my colleagues, we are going to embrace this project. We are going to work together and realize the benefits of climate resilience. Thank you very much.
Yes, a round of applause to His Excellency Governor Patricia. Thank you so much for your remarks. We truly appreciate Your Excellency. 2 things that he has raised. One is on the design, protecting the catchment, upper catchment, which is important. On Lake Olpolosat, I will respond to that. The other one of forest is beyond my pay grade. The CS will be able to respond on that one. On Lake Olpolosat, Your Excellency, I think as indicated, we are working closely with the team. NEMAC has stated 16,000 hectares and they have a management plan. WRA have done the same. We are working with KWS. And of course, Your Excellency, we have found a champion to restore Lake Olpolosat in the name of the CS responsible for tourism and wildlife, CS Mian. So it is going to be very easy to restore and work with them in terms of restoration of Olpolosat wetland. As indicated, we are waiting for Ministry of Lands, National Land Commission to confirm that Lake Olpolosat, Your Excellency, is not land or titled as land or a scheme, but we know it's as a lake. So there are things that we are working to deliver on the same. I think the forest excision and everything, that is on the big rate of the PCS and the CS. It is not, I can't be able to comment on the same. They'll be able to respond to you on the same. Thank you so much. It's now my pleasure to bring on the Secretary responsible for Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, Dr. Deborah Porasa, to make her remarks. And lastly, invite the chief guest to do the remarks and launch the program. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Thank you so much, PS, and thank you, colleagues. The Prime Cabinet Secretary and CS Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Your Excellency Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, EGH, Principal Secretary, State Department of Environment, Climate Change, Dr. Engineer Festus Ngeno. We have the Governor of Nyandarua County, Honorable Dr. Moses Kiare Badilisha, representatives from the Green Climate Fund, the Chairman, Board of Management, NEMA, Mr. Emilio Mugo, the Chairman, Board of Management, Water Resource Authority, Mr. Donald Mugo, the DG NEMA, Dr. Mamo, the CEO, Water Resources Authority, Mr. Mohamed Mulid Shuri, the Acting Director, KMD, Mr. Edward Muriuki, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Indeed, it is a privilege and an honor to be here during the launching of this. And before, just off script, I would like to say that we reaffirm a promise about the people and the people of Kenya. That this project, first of all, is about water flowing in the taps of Kayole. It's about a Machakos farmer hoping for a better future, that tomorrow will not bring climate disaster. And again, it's about a Nyandarua child whose future is defined by opportunity, not by drought or floods. So I just want to thank NEMA for the bold, transformative proposal that they developed, the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry for their support that they have given to the group, because this will bring economic transformation. It is an economic lifeline for the people in the upper Athi River catchment area, which is, as Mamo had said, a home to millions of Kenyans. And so the stories are being rewritten. Instead of scarcity, we are talking about security. Instead of fragility, we are talking about resilience. And instead of having a reactionary approach to things, we are talking about preparedness. And so we are happy with the proposal, and now that we are moving to the implementation stage. Also, I want to thank His Excellency, the President of Kenya. He has really led the process. I remember just a week ago, we were with him in Addis, and he really supported to ensure that there is expeditious implementation, and also to ensure that the people in Kenya are benefiting. And so for the developing country, we are now leading the process. We are now showing impact at grassroots level, and also we are showing that global solidarity and locally led solutions are really transforming the lives of Kenya. We are now not just a center of excellence in Kenya, but continentally and globally. And so please let us congratulate ourselves. Let's give a hand clap for that. Thank you. So today marks a significant milestone for the ministry, and indeed for all of us, as we officially launch the long-awaited project enhancing community resilience and water security in the upper Athi River catchment area, funded by the Green Climate Fund. As you may all be aware, Kenya is a signatory to the UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement. I'm extremely happy that the GCF, which is an operating entity of the financial mechanism under convention, has generously supported this important project. As a country, the launch of this project is a big milestone, being the first program funded by the GCF under the direct access modality. The ministry will continue to support NEMA in strengthening its capacity as a direct access entity with GCF, ensuring successful implementation of this project and facilitating further funding opportunities from GCF. This project adds to Kenya's GCF portfolio, which now stands at over 19 projects with a total value of $292.7 million. The government of Kenya expresses deepest gratitude for this collaboration and remains focused to further enhancing the quantity and quality of the GCF portfolio. Ladies and gentlemen, climate change is already severely impacting on lives and livelihoods of our people, jeopardizing our economic growth and wiping out hard-fought gains in poverty alleviation. The government is responding appropriately to this challenge through a number of policies and strategies. Key among them is the National Climate Change Policy, the Climate Change Act 2016, as amended in 2023, the National Climate Change Action Plan, the National Adaptation Plan, and the nationally determined contributions. All these policy strategies and legal instruments seek to enhance our resilience and adaptive capacity while promoting a low-carbon development path. They aim to integrate climate change considerations into development planning at all levels of the government. The Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry is proud to be associated with the Upper Athi River Catchment Area project. This project will enhance some of the ministry's mandates, including protection and conservation of natural environment, pollution control, climate information services, conservation and protection of wetlands, and addressing climate change. I am pleased to note that the project is well aligned with key national policy strategies and plans developed by the ministry, such as the National Climate Change Action Plan, National Adaptation Plan, and the Green Economy Strategy and Implementation Plan, as well as the County National Water Master Plan. The project focuses on sustainable water infrastructure development, resilience building, and sustainable natural resource management, which will enable the targeted communities to build resilience against the negative impact of climate change. So, ladies and gentlemen, choosing the Athi River catchment area for implementation of this project is a commendable decision, given the region's unique water challenges affecting the area, including a negative water balance that has been made worse by climate change impacts as well as other human factors. The project, therefore, will work towards improving both the access and quality of water in the project area, addressing these critical issues. It is noted that this project was approved by GCF. However, implementation has delayed due to extensive deliberation between the National Treasury and the GCF regarding the disbursement modalities. And to make up for the lost time, I urge all parties involved to take immediate action, work collaboratively to ensure the swift and efficient implementation of the project with the ultimate goal of benefiting our communities. I urge NEMA, as the accredited entity, to ensure prudent utilization of funds for project implementation and timely to the Ministry, the National Treasury, and to GCF. With those remarks, thank you very much, and I would like to take this opportunity to invite the chief guest, the PCS. Before that, let us all be upstanding. We will amend the lower bit. I think this time round we will clap as we welcome our chief guest, who is our PCS. Please.
Okay, please be seated. Thank you, Waziri Deborah, Governor Badilisha of Nyandarua County, and of course the representatives from Machakos and Nairobi. The Principal Secretary is present, and since we have been able to see Dr. Ngeno, let me also acknowledge that we have PS Korir with us, responsible for the water side of it. Members of boards and management present, stakeholders, partners, beneficiary communities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I was wondering why we were being told not to clap. And for a moment I was wondering, is NEMA trying to control noise pollution or regulate noise pollution? Well, okay. What will politicians thrive on? Because politicians thrive on... we like claps. But anyway, thank you for your message. So it gives me a great pleasure to join you here today and preside over the launch of the Kenya Green Climate Fund program, which focuses on enhancing community resilience and water security in the upper Athi River catchment area of Kenya. The overarching objective of this project is to strengthen the resilience of communities to climate change and increase water security in the upper Athi River catchment area, covering Kiambu, Machakos, Nairobi, and Nyandarua counties. This is an expansive ecosystem that supports the livelihoods of millions of Kenyans, from farmers and pastoralists to industries and households. The project brings powerful collaboration between the Green Climate Fund and the National Environment Management Authority, which is the accredited entity, while the Water Resource Authority and Kenya Meteorological Department are the implementing agencies. The 4 beneficiary counties undertake the operations and maintenance of the assets developed by the project to ensure sustainability and enable continued benefits to the target communities. This initiative is timely and critically important to support the beneficiary communities to respond to the impact of climate change. It will enhance the strategic measures that the government has taken to address water pollution, including water quality monitoring and robust enforcement action against individuals and institutions polluting the catchment. Besides enhancing community and environmental health, it further demonstrates Kenya's firm commitment to strengthen climate resilience in response to the immense pressure on our water systems from climate-induced shocks, while safeguarding water resources for the present and future generations. Aligned with our nationally determined contribution under the Paris Agreement, our national climate change action plans, and our broader national development agenda, this project enhances our resolve to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 32% by 2032, and scaling this further to a more ambitious target of 35% by 2035, as the PS did indicate. Accelerated decarbonization of key sectors, including energy, transport, agriculture, and waste management, are actionable commitments that integrate adaptation, mitigation, and sustainable development. They reinforce our determination to include climate action into economic planning and sectoral development. These actions define Kenya's ambition and action to build a prosperous future for our people, anchored on the climate initiatives contained in our 4th medium-term plan, 2023 to 2027. These include accelerating climate action, strengthening carbon markets, and promoting environmental restoration through the implementation of the Climate Change Act of 2016, which was amended in 2023. Environmental restoration is an integral part of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which focuses on enhancing carbon sinks through forests and wetlands restoration and protection. We are promoting nature-based solutions to reduce greenhouse gas emissions through strategic plans such as growing 15 billion trees to increase Kenya's tree cover to over 30% by 2032 and restoring 5.1 million hectares of degraded land. Our engagement here will support the government strategy by contributing directly to economic transformation, job creation, and sustainable livelihoods. By strengthening climate-resilient water infrastructure and improving water resource management, we are supporting farmers, empowering women, creating opportunities for youth to restore their landscapes, reduce their vulnerability, and build resilient communities. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity on behalf of the government and people of Kenya to appreciate the Green Climate Fund for your confidence in Kenya and partnering with the agencies involved in this project. I encourage other development partners to join us in this transformative journey to help expand climate adaptation across all counties in Kenya. As we implement this project, we must ensure that we leave no one behind. Inclusion, gender equality, and youth participation are not optional. Women and young people are at the front line of climate impact, and are also powerful agents of change. This project must empower them meaningfully and equitably. Let me conclude by urging NEMA to ensure transparency and accountability in the management of the funds made available for this project. The highest standards of environmental and social integrity must guide every stage of its implementation. To you, governors, you have a huge responsibility to fully support the implementation of this project, to enable your people to reap its full economic and social benefits. Finally, I call upon communities to actively participate, take ownership, and safeguard the infrastructure and natural resources provided. Together, let us deepen our collective solidarity and shared responsibility in confronting the global climate crisis to enhance shared prosperity for all. Before I formally declare the launch of the program, let me just pick 2 or 3 points. One, the other day, the President of the Republic of Kenya led us in signing a cooperation agreement between the county government of Nairobi and the national government. Why do I bring this up? In that cooperation agreement, the national executive is going to put forward a package of about 80 billion shillings over a period of time to target specific interventions in the county of Nairobi and the environments and the impact of other counties beyond that. It is a cooperation agreement. Cooperation and collaboration. What we are talking about here today is about collaboration and cooperation. It is not about transfer of responsibilities and functions. We, as Kenyans, are taking too much time in all sorts of litigations and time-consuming exercises for completely different objectives. The law is very clear. It says we have to collaborate. They're devolved functions, but we have to work together. We are becoming actually ridiculous if we see an opportunity for litigation everywhere. To the extent that actually it's as in this undertaking. Tell me how the national government is supposed to work with county governments if it is not through collaboration and cooperation, which is the other way that we can work together. Even when we talk about sharing national revenue as provided in the Constitution, and you have the Commission for Revenue Allocation and all that, there's dialogue that takes place, there's cooperation, so that national government can collect the national revenues, and then after collecting the national revenues through dialogue, through parliament, through the institutions, there's a formula that it is arrived at, and then it is shared revenue. The thread in all this is collaboration and cooperation. It cannot be otherwise. So I thought, I just want to emphasize that to really drive home the message that what is the alternative to collaboration and cooperation? What is the alternative? It will be antagonism. So why are we fighting each other when we say we want to enter into a cooperation and collaboration arrangement to accelerate programs? A very strange contradiction. Two, we are running behind. As a country, the comparative advantage that we have held for some time is waning, it's declining. While we engage in this posturing, our neighbors are moving forward. They are moving forward. And I took time to just give an example, which I must repeat here. Across here, there's the Jomo Kenyatta Airport, which was built over 30 years ago. And by the way, the controversy you see around the airport and the noise and everything, even when it was being proposed at that time to be supported by the World Bank, believe you me, there was similar noise. People arguing about it. But I want to tell you this, and you people, I know you travel. Addis Ababa has got a superior airport. If you go to Zimbabwe today and you land at Harare Airport, and remember, Zimbabwe has been suffering from sanctions. Harare Airport is today superior to Jomo Kenyatta Airport. Go to Rwanda, Kigali. Go to Luanda in Angola. Go to Zambia today at the airport. Go to Ghana's Accra Airport. Go and see what is happening to the Entebbe Airport and the expansion of Entebbe Airport. As we continue to bask in past glory, our neighbors are moving on. And our comparative advantage is diminishing. And if we are going to call ourselves the hub, unless we change our attitude as nationals of this country, our hub status may vanish. And I'm not giving you examples beyond the continent. I'm giving you examples on the continent, deliberately. They are moving. They are not wasting time. On the issue of garbage collection, we equally have lost time. Management of waste, we have lost time. We were with the president in Ngomongo area a few days ago, and in one of the shots he was standing there, and behind him one might think it was a mountain. Actually, it was not. It was garbage. So the question is, as much as it was garbage, is it waste or is it gold? Is it waste or is it gold? But it is garbage. So, we need to look at this critically. When I was to France, and I'm sure some of you may be familiar with it, not too far from the outskirts of Paris, there was a garbage heap, just the way we are seeing in our Dandora. But if you go there today, and through Foreign Affairs, we are ready to facilitate appointments and coordination so that experts from your various areas can go. What was garbage has been turned into a perfect green environment where animals are grazing on top of the place. It's completely green. And the waste management, there is a process that has been done, and the young people are processing that garbage. Where it is supposed to be recycled, it's done, and so forth. But the place is a completely green place, the way we are looking at the national park here. And below, all the garbage has been processed. It's happening. It can be done without losing opportunity for the young people, but at the same time creating a better environment for everybody. Those of you who have been to Tokyo, you will find that 40% of the energy generated in Tokyo city is from garbage. 40% of their power is generated from garbage, which is then processed, and the byproducts, you're making road construction material, building construction material, and you would not even know that inside there's a garbage processing taking place. So, we have a challenge, and we are running behind. I thought that unless we talk to some of these things, and we aggressively engage in a campaign, we shall always settle for mediocrity and think it is the norm and think it's the way of life and think it's the best thing, but it is not true. Where I was born, there's a phrase, and I'm sure you have it too, is that if you don't visit your neighbors, you may think your mom is the best cook. Until you eat ugali ya mama mwingine hapo, ndio unajua ala, kumbe kuna wengine pia wanajua haya maneno. So the message here is this: let us break away from assuming that all is well. It is not. And it takes a lot of courage and tough decisions to get us to move away from the comfort zone. That is why I was talking about the noise pollution ya wanasiasa ya makofi. Because politicians are taking too long, in my view, to distinguish between being popular and populism. Populism is not synonymous with being popular. Populism ni hile ya kufikiri kwamba ukienda pahali, you are struggling to see watu wakupigie makofi, wapige shangwe, utoke hapa uone, ukienda kule unaambia una adjust jacket kama mwanasiasa, unasema unaona vile watu walinipatia makofi, walinipigia makofi, nilipata shangwe. And you walk away thinking that you have actually delivered to the public. But in reality, you have done zero. So let us not engage in populism. Let us do what is right. Let us focus in helping Kenyans to do and get to what is right. We have no time. Other nations are moving. They are moving. If you went to Morocco today, you'll be shocked what has happened to that country. It is something else. Today, I see people throwing jabs at the president's pronouncement that we should target Singapore as a benchmark. And we are making fun of it. But let me tell you, when I was Minister for Finance, I actually led a delegation of Kenyans from the port of Mombasa. At that time, there was the MD Mukala and others. We went to Singapore on a mission to invite Singapore to work with us on how to improve the port of Mombasa to make it a world-class port, because Singapore has excelled in matters of logistics around the port. We came back with the Singaporeans, we signed the MOUs. They came to the port of Mombasa. After a while, the people who like confusion, and you know Shakespeare once said that though it be madness, there's method in it. You know, there are others who like this chaos because that's how they thrive. At the port or wherever, they like it to be confused, so that happened there's method in it. It may look like madness, but there's method in it. Because the more you become efficient, the more they start realizing their advantage is going. They will not be able to thrive in a state of efficiency. So these fellows, the Kenyans at that time who were players at the port, they started sabotaging the operations and the cooperation agreement. We resisted for a while as government, and then these guys, these cartels, they actually went beyond that. They now started threatening the consultants who are working with Kenya directly, pahali wanaishi, wanapata threats, either stuck on the... So basically, they hounded the Singaporeans out of town. Can you imagine if we had worked closely and collaborated with Singapore 30 years ago, where would the Port of Mombasa be today in terms of logistics and efficiency? We chased them away. So the same resistance is what you are seeing when the president says, let us target and become like Singapore. The reincarnated Mandarins are now saying, hiyo story ya Singapore haiwezekani. But what I'm trying to tell you is that it can be done. That is why you are experts here telling us how to manage and change the environment. And make sure that when you overfly Nairobi River tomorrow, you'll not see black and then see green as you enter Machakos. We need to see clean water. And these are the programs that are part of the cooperation agreement that the government of Kenya is putting in place to work with the county governments. And we have to work together. We must move away from our comfort zone. We cannot assume that we shall have that comparative advantage forever. No way. We have to fight for it. We have to build it. We have to work on it. We have to allocate resources towards it. And we have to apply our intellect towards that objective. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was speaking because I thought it's important to convey this message. Albert Einstein once said he would not want to engage in a conflict with an unarmed person. An unarmed person in this context was from the perspective of ignorance. If we don't educate our people and arm them with the necessary intellect, arm them with the necessary exposure and education, we shall then be engaging in arguments and conflict with people who are not armed. Let us help through public education and participation to arm our people appropriately so that we can engage appropriately and we can grow our country rapidly and retain or regain our comparative advantage. That is my plea to Kenyans, not just to you in the room, but to Kenyans as a whole, that we really must move. So it is now my pleasure to declare the Kenya Green Climate Fund project titled Enhancing Community Resilience and Water Security in the Upper Athi River Catchment Area, Kenya, officially launched. God bless Kenya, and thank you all.
Na sherehe kidogo kadamnasi, kuna kidude kiko hapa na ambacho ningependa ni kuombe kwa heshima ujongee hapa, na pia utasaidiwa pamoja na waziri wangu. Naomba tusogeze kidogo hapa mbele. Alafu pia na gavana wangu pia natoka upande wa Nyandarua, karibu sana, unganike pamoja na hawa. Alafu hafla hii itakuwa ni kadamnasi rahisi sana, kwamba tutahesabu 1 ama kuanzia 5 hadi 1, na pale utakapokuwa na 1 pale ndipo basi utabonyeza. Na kwa hiyo sijui itakuwaje make. Kwa hivyo baada ya kuhesabu ile 5 kutakuwa na presentation ambayo itakuja. Kwa hivyo naomba yule ambaye yuko kwa upande wa huo mwingine, naomba tuwe na mwangaza wa kutosha ili mgeni wetu wa heshima akaweza kufanya hili tendo. Naomba tafadhali. 4, 5, 2, 1, twende kazi. Asante sana, naomba makofi, 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 makofi. Asante sana, hilo ndilo zinduo rasmi kuonyesha kwamba mradi huu, naomba tuweze paketi. Asante sana kwa mgeni wetu wa heshima. Sina shaka kwamba kimeeleweka. Kimeeleweka. Asante sana DJ. Nimshukuru sana mgeni wetu wa heshima na wote mliokaribia hapa. Tunaingia kwenye msururu wa mwisho na ambao utakuwa ni wa kutoa kura ya shukrani ili kila mtu arudi kazini. Sina shaka kwamba leo si national public holiday. Kwa hiyo naomba Daktari Karoli kwa heshima na taadhima ujongee hapa mbele ili uweze kutoa kura ya shukrani ili tuweze kutamatisha sherehe ya siku ya leo. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, our chief guest today, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, CS for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, His Excellency Dr. Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, our CS, Minister of Environment and Climate Change, PS Water. I think I have seen PS Water. I want to then His Excellency the Governor, Nyandarua County, representatives of the various county governments represented here, Kuria, Muhea. Then Chair, Member Board of Management, other board members present, DG, other CEOs present here, ladies and gentlemen. I will take a very short time. And first I want to begin by sincerely appreciating our chief guest for finding time to come and really spend nearly a half day with the Minister of Environment and Climate Change and NEMA to launch this unique and important project. Prime Cabinet Secretary, we really appreciate for your precious time to come and stay with us. Our CS, we want to sincerely also appreciate you. Throughout this program, you have been with us and we have been able to give us the necessary guidance to be able to deliver this project. PS, Dr. Engineer Festus Ngeno, you have also been with us in this project and we want to appreciate you. Appreciate PS Water for also making WRI, they play their role. I want also to appreciate His Excellency the Governor of Nyandarua and representatives of the county governments of Kiambu and Machakos for also being very cooperative. I know Kuria said quite interesting things, but we want to appreciate that you have appreciated NEMA, that we have played our role. I want to also appreciate DG. DG has spent sleepless nights to ensure this project is delivered effectively. I want also to appreciate CEO for WRI, KMD, for also really working very closely with NEMA to deliver this important project. Let me also allow me this time to also appreciate the rest of us who has been able to find time to come here so that we can be together to launch this unique and precious project for us. May God bless us. Lastly, I think also I've forgotten that the media, I think after this you will start to see some clips fly around social medias and want to say, I want to appreciate the media, appreciate the hotel. It was a short notice, but the hotel was able to package this very quickly. I want to say that may God bless everyone, may God bless Kenya. And this I want to hand over this to the DG so that he can give us. Thank you, DG.
Asante sana kwa kura ya shukrani. Sasa ningeomba kwa heshima na taadhima, bila kumomonyoa yale yamezungumzwa, tuweze kusimama kwa wimbo wa taifa ili tukaweza kutamatisha rasmi hafla na kadamnasi hii. Wimbo wa taifa. Asante sana, nimekuwa mwandamizi wenu. Jina langu ni Daktari Richard Mwita na karibuni tena. Tunapotoka nje tumekaribishwa kwenye chakula cha mchana ambacho itakuwa kwenye ghorofa ya 10, the 10th floor. So kindly don't go away without taking lunch or biting something, because mnajua huo ndio utamaduni wetu kama Waafrika. Lazima hafla iwe na sherehe ya chakula na mapochopocho mengine. Karibuni.